Good morning students. Today we are starting our new unit, that is unit 3rd, Biology in Human Welfare. In this unit we have to cover two chapters, Human Health and Disease, and the second chapter is Microbes in Human Welfare. So today we are starting with our next chapter, that is Human Health and Disease, and next we will do our Microbes in Human Welfare. So it's very simple chapter which we are going to discuss today. So we are just in this class we are just introducing the chapter, and next time we will talk about some of the human diseases that are going to be caused by different organisms. So we are starting with a very simple term, that is health. What do we understand by health? See, when this word come in our mind, or whenever we heard this word from anywhere, the thing that comes in our mind is physical fitness. हेल्थ को हम हमेशा किसके साथ रिलेट करते हैं? फिजिकल फिटनेस के साथ रिलेट करते हैं. इफ अ इंडिविजुअल इज नॉट हैविंग एनी टाइप ऑफ डिजीज, that individual is looking physically fit, then we say that this individual is healthy. But WHO is not agreeing with this statement. WHO सिर्फ फिजिकल हेल्थ को, फिजिकल अगर एक फिजिकली फिट इंडिविजुअल है उसे हेल्दी नहीं मानता है. सो व्हाट इज द डेफिनेशन ऑफ हेल्थ अकॉर्डिंग टू WHO? दैट इज वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. WHO is going to cover three aspects to consider an individual healthy: physical aspect, mental aspect, social aspect, and nowadays a new aspect is also added, that is spiritual aspect. So according to WHO, if an individual is physically fit, mentally, socially, spiritually fit, then we are considering an individual healthy. Now what we are meaning of these terms? Physical fitness. Physical fitness is related, or physical aspect is related to physical fitness. An individual is not having any type of disease, all the organ systems, they are working in proper manner, then we are saying that an individual is physically fit, or you can say the physical aspect is working properly. तो अगर कोई बीमारी नहीं है, अच्छे से सारे काम प्रॉपर एफिशिएंसी से करता है, सो हम उसे फिजिकली फिट मानते हैं. दैट इंडिविजुअल इज हैविंग अ गुड फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट. सेकेंड है मेंटल. मेंटल एस्पेक्ट इज हाउ द इंडिविजुअल इज गोइंग टू बिहेव विद इट्स एनवायरमेंट. जिस एनवायरमेंट में इंडिविजुअल सर्वाइव करता है, in that environment how the individual is going to behave. That an individual should be tension free, एंजाइटी नहीं होनी चाहिए. अगर उसे कोई प्रॉब्लम मिलती है, कोई प्रॉब्लम टैकल करनी होती है, दैट इंडिविजुअल इज गोइंग टू टैकल दैट प्रॉब्लम एफिशिएंटली. सो that we are considering that the individual is mentally stable. So इंडिविजुअल को mentally stable होना चाहिए. The third is social aspect. अपनी सराउंडिंग में फ्रेंड्स, फैमिली के साथ क्या बिहेवियर है एक इंडिविजुअल का. जितनी भी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, असेंशियल रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं, गेटिंग प्रॉपर फूड, न्यूट्रिशनल फूड, देयर इज़ क्लीन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर, प्रॉपर बिहेवियर इज़ देयर, दैट इज़ शेयरिंग और लिसनिंग टू द व्यूज़ ऑफ अदर्स. सो उसको हम मानते हैं सोशल एस्पेक्ट. सो अगर एक इंडिविजुअल का सराउंडिंग, उसका सोशल रिलेशन अच्छा है, दैट मीन्स द इंडिविजुअल इज़ गोइंग टू बी हेल्दी. सो अगर तीनों एस्पेक्ट्स में इंडिविजुअल अच्छा कर रहा है, उसके तीनों ही एस्पेक्ट्स प्रॉपरली फंक्शन कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर कॉलिंग दैट इंडिविजुअल अ हेल्दी individual. So health is dealing with these four aspects, and if these four aspects are doing proper in a proper way, then an individual is going to be healthy. Now what are the things that are disturbing our health, or what factors, different factors are responsible to affect our health. Health of an individual can be affected by genetic disorders. जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर कैन बी फ्रॉम द बर्थ ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. सो अगर एक इंडिविजुअल किसी भी जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर से सफ़र कर रहा है, दैट जेनेटिक डिसऑर्डर इज गोइंग टू अफेक्ट द हेल्थ ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल. अगर उस इंडिविजुअल को कोई भी इन्फेक्शन होता है, दैट कैन बी बिकॉज ऑफ डिफरेंट factors, it can be because of a microorganism, say bacterial infection. So this infection is also going to affect the health of the individual. And third thing is the lifestyle of the individual, that is also having a great impact on the health of the individual. Lifestyle includes the type of food that individual is taking, the type of water, or you can say if there is unclean or polluted water, or you can say clean drinking water, then exercise, yoga. So these are the things which an individual is acquiring in his or her lifestyle. So that is also going to affect the इंडिविजुअल. अगर वो प्रॉपरली एक्सरसाइज नहीं कर रहा है, अच्छा फीडिंग हैबिट्स नहीं है, क्लीन ड्रिंकिंग वाटर नहीं है, सो दैट इंडिविजुअल कैन नॉट स्टे हेल्दी फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. सो दीज आर द थिंग्स दैट आर गोइंग टू अफेक्ट द हेल्थ ऑफ एन individual. Now there are some factors, or you can say by focusing on some of the things we can be healthy. For example, if we are taking properly cooked nutritional diet, then we can stay healthy. We are consuming clean drinking water, we are making our community and our personal things healthy, we are taking care of our physical fitness, means we are doing yoga, exercise, we are having a good understanding and knowledge of different microorganisms, or you can say different infectious agents which are responsible for various diseases. We are properly vaccinated or immunized for the diseases. So all these things can prevent us from various type of diseases, and we can stay healthy for long time. Now we are using a word that is disease. What do we understand by this word disease? This disease word simply means there is any change from the normal situation, and this change is leading to any type of discomfort in our body. So we are moving from normal situation to a abnormal situation, that we call disease. So simply how we can define disease? From the there is change that is coming in our physical or mental health, that is leading to discomfort in our body, और उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं? disease बोलते हैं. And whenever we are suffering from the disease, there are some evidences that appear, और उन evidences से हमें पता चलता है कि हम किसी disease से सफ़र कर रहे हैं. उन evidences को हम क्या बोलते हैं? We call these evidences as symptoms. So these are evidences of a disease. So जब भी हमें कोई disease होगी तो उसके कुछ symptoms दिखाई देते हैं. Now these symptoms are not specific for a particular disease. Not specific for a particular disease. That means when symptoms are going to appear, we came to know that we are suffering from a disease, but which particular disease we are suffering from, that is not clear from the symptoms. Like fever is there, headache is there. So there are lots of diseases that are having these common symptoms, these common evidences. So symptoms हमें किसी एक specific disease के बारे में नहीं बताते हैं. For finding out a particular disease, किसी पर्टिकुलर डिजीज़ को फाइंड आउट करने के लिए जो डॉक्टर्स हैं, फिजिशियंस हैं, दे लुक फॉर साइन. So sign are used to identify a specific disease. So the physicians or doctors are going to do blood test or urine test, and they need to find out the causative organism and a specific sign, जिसकी वजह से they are going to tell us that which specific disease we are suffering from. So these are some of the terms: disease, symptoms and sign. There is a difference between symptom and sign. Now these disease, they are caused by various agents. Various factors are there which are responsible for the cause of disease. In these disease causing agents, both biotic and abiotic factors are coming, means some of the living organisms are responsible for the cause of the disease. There can be some internal factors of our body that are responsible for the disease. So these agents, either they are present in excess amount, or they are present in less amount, or they are completely absent. So these situations are responsible for the causing of a disease. Some of the disease agents are like biological agents. Biological agents, as the name is suggesting, it is including the living organisms, especially the minute size organisms, जो बहुत छोटे साइज के organisms हैं, जो बहुत सारी diseases के लिए responsible हैं. Simple example are bacteria, which are responsible for lots of diseases. Virus are there, then protozoans are there, helminths are there. So there are lots of organisms जो बहुत सारी disease के लिए responsible होते हैं. These disease causing organisms, they are known as pathogens. हम इन disease causing organisms को क्या बोलते हैं? Pathogens बोलते हैं. So these pathogens are responsible for various infectious diseases. We are going to talk about infectious diseases. Second one is nutritional agents. Nutritional agents, name is suggesting, suppose we are taking carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals in our body. तो अगर proteins, carbohydrates की deficiency होती है, then also we are going to suffer from lots of diseases. So carbohydrates, proteins, can say fat, minerals, these are responsible for the causing of disease. Next come the chemical agents. अब chemical agents दो type के हो सकते हैं. Agents that are produced inside our body, अगर उनका लेवल इम्बैलेंस होता है तो बहुत सारी डिजीज़ हो सकती हैं, या बाहर से अगर कोई केमिकल एजेंट हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करता है, दैट इज ऑल्सो रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द कॉजिंग ऑफ डिजीज. सो इट कैन बी एंडोजीनियस केमिकल एजेंट, those agents which are produced in our body. Say hormones are there, अगर हार्मोन का लेवल इम्बैलेंस होता है, that is causing disease. So enzymes are there, अगर properly enzyme secrete नहीं हो रहे या excess amount में secrete हो रहे हैं तो बहुत सारी metabolic activities affect होती हैं. It can be exogenous chemical agents, जो बाहर से हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करते हैं. Again these exogenous chemical agents can be toxins that are going to enter in our body from outside, or we are taking food that is rich in harmful chemicals. So these are some of the disease agents. Some more disease agents are physical agents, like if very outside there is very high temperature or temperature is very low, So the fourth one is physical agents. These physical agents are including heat, cold is there. They are also responsible for various diseases. Next one is mechanical agent. मीन्स अगर हमारी बॉडी पे किसी भी टाइप का एक्सटर्नल मैकेनिकल फोर्स आता है, दैट मैकेनिकल फोर्स कैन लीड इनटू इंजरी, इट कैन लीड इनटू फ्रैक्चर, और यू कैन से लिगामेंट्स ब्रेक हो सकते हैं, स्प्रेन आ सकता है. सो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ डिजीज सिचुएशन दैट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द मैकेनिकल एजेंट्स. अदर आर एलर्जेंस, पोलन ग्रेन्स, डस्ट पार्टिकल्स. अगर ये हमारी बॉडी में एंटर करते हैं, दीज आर गोइंग टू कॉज द एलर्जिक सिचुएशंस. ये इन्फ्लेमेटरी रिस्पॉन्स को इंक्रीज कर देते हैं. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द डिजीज कॉजिंग एजेंट्स विच आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर वेरियस डिजीजेस. नाउ इफ वी क्लासिफाई द डिजीजेस, there are different type of diseases. We are classifying diseases on the basis of when this disease is going to be present in an individual. If an individual is carrying a disease from the time of birth, बर्थ के टाइम से ही एक इंडिविजुअल में अगर डिजीज प्रेजेंट है, दैट डिजीज इज नोन एज कॉन्जेनाइटल डिजीज. सो कॉन्जेनाइटल डिजीजेज आर दो डिजीजेज विच आर प्रेजेंट फ्रॉम द टाइम ऑफ बर्थ ऑफ एन इंडिविजुअल. ज़्यादातर जो कॉन्जेनाइटल डिजीजेज होती हैं वो हमारी जेनेटिक डिजीजेज हैं. दे कैन बी बिकॉज ऑफ सिंगल पॉइंट म्यूटेशन, और यू कैन से सिंगल न्यूक्लियोटाइड म्यूटेशन. एक न्यूक्लियोटाइड के चेंज होने की वजह से बहुत सारी डिजीजेज होती हैं. हमने कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स भी पढ़े थे व्हेन वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट जेनेटिक्स. लाइक हमारे जो इनबोर्न डिजीज ऑफ मेटाबॉलिज्म है, एल्केप्टोन्यूरिया, देन एल्बिनिज्म इज देयर, फिनाइलकीटोन्यूरिया. Albinism is there, sickle cell anemia is there, हीमोफीलिया. ये सारे डिजीजेस कंजेनाइटल डिजीज हैं जो बर्थ के टाइम से प्रेजेंट हैं. कुछ क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स भी बर्थ के टाइम से प्रेजेंट होते हैं. क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स लाइक डाउन सिंड्रोम इज देयर, जिसमें 21st क्रोमोसोम के ट्राइसोमी प्रेजेंट है. टर्नर सिंड्रोम, क्लिनफेंटर सिंड्रोम. एंड सम ऑफ द एनवायरमेंटल डिजीजेज आर ऑल्सो प्रेजेंट, जो नेचर में एनवायरमेंटल हैं लेकिन वो इंडिविजुअल में बर्थ के टाइम से प्रेजेंट है. अगर तो वो सिंगल पॉइंट म्यूटेशन या क्रोमोसोमल डिसऑर्डर्स हैं, दे आर गोइंग टू इनहेरिट टू द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन. लेकिन अगर वो एनवायरमेंटल फैक्टर्स की वजह से हैं, सो दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू इनहेरिट. दीज आर द कॉन्जेनाइटल डिजीज. जो सेकेंड टाइप ऑफ डिजीज प्रेजेंट है, दे आर एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेज. एक्वायर्ड मीन्स बर्थ के टाइम, बर्थ के बाद एनवायरनमेंट के कॉन्टेक्ट में आने के बाद इंडिविजुअल जिन डिजीज़ेस को एक्वायर करता है, बर्थ से प्रेजेंट नहीं थी लेकिन अप्रोप्रिएट एनवायरनमेंट में सर्वाइव ना करने की वजह से ही और शी इज़ गोइंग टू सफ़र फ्रॉम अ डिजीज़. उन सम डिजीज़ेस को हम क्या बोलते हैं? एक्वायर्ड डिजीज़ेस बोलते हैं. एंड दीज एक्वायर्ड डिजीज़ेस दे कैन नॉट बी पास्ड टू नेक्स्ट जनरेशन. ये नेक्स्ट जनरेशन में पास ऑन नॉर्मली नहीं होती हैं. कैसी हो सकती हैं ये एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेस? दीज एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेस दे कैन बी degenerative diseases, डीजेनरेटिव डिजीजेस का मतलब किसी भी हमारी वाइटल ऑर्गन की नॉन फंक्शनिंग या इम्प्रॉपर माल फंक्शनिंग की वजह से जो डिजीजेस होती हैं उनको हम डीजेनरेटिव डिजीज बोलते हैं। से इंडिविजुअल इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम हार्ट डिजीज, अगर हार्ट की माल फंक्शनिंग है, हार्ट प्रॉपरली फंक्शन नहीं कर रहा है, सो दैट विल बी अ डीजेनरेटिव डिजीज। सेकेंड वन इज डेफिशिएंसी डिजीज। Deficiency disease, it can be because of deficiency of any important vitamin or mineral. Say our simple examples are scurvy, night blindness, जो different vitamins की deficiency की वजह से occur करती हैं। So scurvy is there, night blindness, these are caused because of the deficiency of vitamins. Now some of the acquired diseases are caused because of the hyposecretion, less secretion और hypersecretion of hormones. Hormones के कम या ज़्यादा secrete होने की वजह से बहुत सारी diseases आकर करती हैं। These can be because of hypo or hypersecretion of hormones. We have seen many diseases like this. Say simple example is diabetes. Diabetes occur करती है because of the deficiency of insulin. इंसुलिन की डेफिशिएंसी से आकर होगी। अगर आयोडीन की डेफिशिएंसी होती है, इट इज लीडिंग टू ग्वाइटर, मिक्सोडीमा इज देयर। अगर हाइपर सिक्रीशन की बात करें, कुछ हार्मोन्स के ज़्यादा सिक्रीट होने की वजह से डिजीज़ होती हैं, लाइक एडिसन्स डिजीज इज देयर। सो देर आर लोट्स ऑफ डिजीजेज विच आर अकरिंग बिकॉज ऑफ हाइपर और हाइपो सिक्रीशन ऑफ हार्मोन्स। नाउ अनदर टाइप ऑफ डिजीजेज आर एलर्जीज। अगर बाहर से कोई एलर्जेन एंटर करता है, डस्ट पार्टिकल एंटर करते हैं या पॉलन ग्रेन, या कुछ लोगों को सन से एलर्जी है, सो दीज आर you can say exciting their inflammatory response, that is also leading to different acquired diseases. Now cancer, cells के uncontrolled division की वजह से क्या होता है, कैंसर होता है, that is also a acquired disease. So these are some of the type of acquired diseases which are caused because of different regions. अब ये जो एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेज हैं, जितनी डिजीज़ हमने डिस्कस की है, दीज आर नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीजेज, मीन्स द डीजेनरेटिव डिजीज, देन वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द एलर्जीज, कैंसर इज देयर, हाइपो और हाइपर सिक्रीशन ऑफ हॉर्मोन्स। ये सारी कैसी डिजीज़ हैं, नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज़ हैं, मीन्स दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू स्प्रेड फ्रॉम द इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन टू द हेल्दी पर्सन, बिकॉज इंटरनल फैक्टर्स ऑफ आवर बॉडी आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सच टाइप ऑफ डिजीजेज। जो दूसरी एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेज होती हैं वो कम्युनिकेबल होती हैं, मीन्स एक्वायर्ड डिजीजेज को हम कैटेगराइज कर सकते हैं इन कम्युनिकेबल एंड नॉन कम्युनिकेबल डिजीज, इन इन्फेक्शियस एंड नॉन इन्फेक्शियस diseases. So these were non-infectious diseases. If we talk about the communicable diseases, or I can say infectious diseases, these are the diseases which are caused by pathogens, or I can say simply these pathogens are infectious agents. They are going to cause this disease, and these diseases can transfer or pass from an infected person to a healthy individual. That's why we are using the word communicable diseases. They can be transferable. So if any infected person is coming in contact with a healthy individual, there are chances that the disease causing agent, or you can say the infectious agent, is going to transfer in the body of healthy individual also. So these are communicable diseases. So there are various infectious agents which are responsible for these communicable diseases. Now, there are various methods of transmission. Transmission means passing of a disease. Various methods of transmission that are responsible for the spreading of these communicable diseases. We can say direct method of transmission, direct mode of transmission, और इनडायरेक्ट मोड ऑफ ट्रांसमिशन. डायरेक्ट मोड सिंपली मीन्स अगर हम किसी इन्फेक्टेड पर्सन के डायरेक्टली कॉन्टेक्ट में आते हैं, से इंडिविजुअल इज सफरिंग फ्रॉम मीजल्स और यू कैन से चिकन पॉक्स, देन अगर कोई हेल्दी इंडिविजुअल एक चिकन पॉक्स सफरिंग इंडिविजुअल के डायरेक्ट कॉन्टेक्ट में आता है, देन चांसेस आर देयर दैट individual, the healthy individual is also going to suffer from chicken pox. So there is contact with infected, direct contact with infected person. Or second is that can be because of droplet infection. ड्रॉपलेट इन्फेक्शन मीन्स अगर कोई भी इंडिविजुअल किसी रेस्पिरेटरी डिसऑर्डर से सफ़र करता है, से ट्यूबरक्लोसिस इज देयर और सिंपली द इंडिविजुअल इज हैविंग सिम्टम्स लाइक स्नीजिंग, कफिंग, तो व्हेन द इंडिविजुअल इज गोइंग टू स्नीज, सो फ्रॉम द माउथ सम saliva droplets are going to come out. These droplets are carrying the infectious agent, and whenever a healthy individual is going to breathe, through these droplets that infectious agent is going to enter in the body of healthy individual. So this is how by the droplet infection also these communicable diseases can spread. Another is with soil, contact with soil. Some of the infectious agents they resides in soil. कुछ infectious agents soil में रहते हैं. So whenever we are having a injury at any of the body part and when we are coming in direct contact with the soil, so that organism, microorganism is going to enter in our body. Say simple example is bacteria responsible for tetanus that resides in soil, and when we are coming in contact with soil that is going to enter in our body. Then in contact with the rabid animals, or you can say animal bite. There are various animals which we call rabid animals, like dog is there, monkey is there, cat is there. So these are having virus against rabies. So whenever these animals are going to bite us, they are going to transfer this virus in our body and we are going to suffer from rabies. So this animal bite is also responsible for the communicable disease. Then another one is through placenta. We know that placenta is the structure that is going to have a connection between fetus and mother. So बहुत सारी ऐसी diseases हैं जो मदर के ब्लड से फीटल ब्लड तक ट्रांसफ़र होती हैं with the help of placenta. That is a direct. Suppose example is bacterial syphilis. So if mother is infected, then the fetus, there are chances that fetus is also going to get infected, and that is with the help of placenta. So these are some of the direct modes of transmission of communicable disease. There are various indirect mode of transmission, means हम infected person के direct contact में नहीं आते हैं, still there are factors or there are carriers which are responsible for the transfer of disease from an infected person to the healthy person. These are indirect modes of transmission, or you can say indirect transmission. Indirect transmission is with the help of vectors. There are various organisms which act as vectors, which carry the infectious agents, and they are responsible for spreading this infectious agent. Simple examples are our housefly, housefly is going to sit on faces, or you can say garbage. They are going to carry various infectious agents on their wings, mouth, legs, and whenever they are going to sit on our food, or you can say drinking water, then they are going to transfer these infectious agents. Agents for tuberculosis, for cholera, dysentery. So, for various diseases, these house flies are responsible for carrying the infectious agents. We are having different mosquitoes which are also responsible for carrying various agents. Say sand fly is there. This sand fly is responsible for the transmission of Kala Azar. We are having female Anopheles mosquito. That is responsible for the transmission of malaria. Then Aedes is there. Aedes mosquito is there, that is responsible for yellow fever, dengue. Culex is there. This Culex is again, it is responsible for the transmission of filariasis. So, these are the vectors which are responsible for the carrying of or transmission of various diseases which are transferred indirectly. Another different are again airborne methods are there. If an individual is sneezing or we are simply dust particles are present in air, that individual is going to inhale and different allergies can occur because of the inhalation of these dust particles. Another one is that fomite bone. Fomite bone methods simply means utensils, or you can say the things which an infected person is using. If we are coming in contact with the things that are used by an infected person, then also there will be transmission of disease. That is an indirect method. We are not coming in contact with the person, but we are coming with in contact with the things, utensils, clothes that are used by the infected person. Another one is if we are touching anything, any surface, and we are putting those hands or we are using those hands to eat something, that means if we are having unclean hands, that is also responsible for the transmission of diseases. Now, these microorganisms, or you can say these infectious agents, they are having portal of entry and exit. It simply means portal of entry and exit means the point or the body part through which the microorganism is entering inside our body and through which it is coming out. So, we are having different openings there. Our nasal chamber can be responsible, means breathing, ingestion when we are taking food. If we are having any wound or injury or our body part, that can be act as a portal of entry. And same way exit, it can be through anus or when we are breathing out. So, these are the points from where a organism, a infectious agent can enter and it can be removed out of our body. Now, we are going to classify these communicable diseases. The classification of this communicable diseases is on the basis of the different infectious agents that are causing these diseases. We are having 7 infectious agents. So, we are having 7 different type of communicable diseases that are caused or that are occurring in organisms, or you can say in human beings. So, this is the classification of communicable diseases depending upon the causative agents. See, first classification is viral disease, means the diseases that are caused by virus. We are having lots of diseases that are caused by virus, influenza, smallpox, measles. Other than this, polio is there, rabies is there. So, these are all viral diseases. The second one is rickettsial diseases which are caused by rickettsias. This is typhus is there, trench fever is there. Then the third category is bacterial diseases which are caused by bacteria. Cholera, typhoid, tuberculosis is there. So these are all bacterial diseases. Then spirochetal diseases which are caused by spirochetes. These are spiral shaped bacteria. That is syphilis, a sexually transmitted disease. Then protozoan disease which are caused by protozoans. These are protists which are responsible for various diseases like amoebiasis, malaria is there. Then helminthic diseases which are caused by helminths. Helminths mean are platyhelminths and echthelminths, roundworms and flatworms. These are responsible for various diseases like ascariasis, teniasis is there. And the last one is fungal diseases that are caused by fungi, ringworm, athlete's foot. So these are the classification of communicable disease, and why I have shown you this table, because we are going to discuss these diseases in detail. The causative agents of these diseases, the infectious or you can say the incubation time, then what are the symptoms that are going to appear when an individual is suffering from these diseases, and what are the preventive methods that we can use to prevent these diseases. So next time we are going to talk about the different human diseases in detail. This is simply the introductory part to the chapter human disease, health and disease.